same. Photosynthesis is a food making process. ये सभी को पता है. It's a food making process in plants. Correct? And this food is being utilized by all other organisms. All other organisms will utilize the food made by the plants. So, can we call them as the ultimate source of food production? Or ultimately, all living organism on earth depends on sunlight for their energy. This point is very, very important. So, when we talk about human beings, all animals, including humans, depends on plants for their food. Isn't it? ऐसा ही होता है, right? So plants are the ultimate source of food production. So green plants, in fact, have to make their, or rather synthesize their food. They are able to synthesize their food, and for that, they need, and all other organism depends on them for their food. So plants are going to prepare their food on their own, and all other animals depends on them. All other animals depends on them, on the plants. All right. So since plant is able to make their food, so can we call them as autotrophs? This we already know. Autotrophs मतलब जो अपना खाना खुद बनाते हैं. And the one which depends on plants, they are known as heterotrophs, which we already know. So if we look at this paragraph, yes, we know what are autotrophs, and also we know what are heterotrophs. Now, green plants carry out photosynthesis, which is a physico-chemical process, which involves physical as well as chemical reactions for the process to be carried out. And to undergo photosynthesis, these plants need light energy. Light energy is what are the resource required. So, अगर हम खाना बना रहे हैं तो definitely हमें कुछ ingredients चाहिए. तो plants को क्या चाहिए to make the food? Plants need energy. Light energy is needed. Correct? Light energy is required. Along with it, it also requires the photosynthetic pigment, yani chlorophyll. Photosynthetic pigment hai chlorophyll, green color pigment which is required, which is also one of the important component to carry out photosynthesis, isn't it? So, apart from this, there are other raw materials which are required for this process to be carried out. Okay. So now the use of this light energy, chlorophyll, and other components will lead to the formation of organic compounds. This is also very, very important. Organic compounds will be formed under such situation. And what are this organic compound? ये हम आगे जाके समझेंगे. ये organic compound किन particular material की बात हो रही है. All right. So photosynthesis is important due to two reasons. What are the two things which are important for photosynthesis? First of all, it gives us food. The first thing which photosynthesis gives us is it is a primary source of food, isn't it? And the other important fact is responsible for the release of oxygen into the atmosphere by the green plants. So food is the first source. It is a primary source of food to us. And the second reason is give us oxygen for the survival, which is making the planet Earth suitable for survival, isn't it? So let's understand the other facts about the photosynthesis, how we understood the different components. हमें कैसे पता चला कि photosynthesis में CO2 is required or chlorophyll या photosynthetic pigment. What are these components? How did we get to know? Okay. So what we already know is, what do we know? क्या हमें क्या चीजें हमें पता है? So in grade 10th, you know that we have already studied about some of the experiments, correct? So we have already done in the earlier classes as chlorophyll, which is a green color pigment, light, which is your solar energy, and CO2 are required for photosynthesis to occur. So what are the raw materials? What are the raw materials required? So these are the raw materials. One is your chlorophyll, number one. Number two, the light. And number three, CO2, which is required for the photosynthesis to occur. But the question is, हमें कैसे पता चला कि these were the things required? How did we get to know? All right. So there are few scientists who have helped us in understanding the fact. So if we talk about, you have already carried out few experiments. For example, starch formation experiment, which we have already done in grade 10th, isn't it? In the chapter life process, जहाँ पे हमने एक variegated leaf लिया. Variegated leaf यानी there is a leaf which has different pigments. Variegated का मतलब होता है there are different pigments present in the particular leaf. The leaf is not completely green. It has patches of different colors of pigment. It could be orange, it could be red, or it could be any kind of pigments present. It's not completely green. So that's a variegated leaf. All right. Now, what we did was, variegated leaf was partially covered with a black paper. Okay. So we have partially covered, yani we have just done a partially covering of the leaf with a black paper and the rest was exposed to light. ठीक है, लाइट की तरफ एक्सपोज कर दिया. जो भी पार्ट लाइट की तरफ एक्सपोज हुआ था, they were showing the presence of starch. Light part was showing the presence of starch, but the part which was covered with a black paper was not showing the presence of starch. Okay, so on testing these leaves for the presence of starch, was clear that photosynthesis occurred only in the green parts of the leaves in the presence of light. Now, photosynthesis कहाँ हुआ? Photosynthesis उसी part में हुआ जो कि green था और जहाँ पे sunlight पहुंच पा रहा था. Okay, so photosynthesis occurred only in the green parts of the leaves in the presence of light. This explains that the light is required for photosynthesis, okay, and exposed part of the light has underwent photosynthesis, okay. So let's move ahead to the another experiment. This was the second experiment in the life process which we have done which we have carried out, where a part of leaf is enclosed in a test tube containing KOH. So there was a leaf which was inside the jar containing KOH. Okay. And there was another leaf which was exposed to air. So the other half was exposed to air. This is in direct contact with the air and this is in contact with the KOH. Okay. Now what happened was, while the other half is exposed to the air, the setup is then placed in the light for some times. So this setup was exposed to light. हमने light के अंदर इसको expose किया. On testing the presence of starch later in the two parts of the leaf, you must have found that the exposed part of the leaf, जो भी exposed part of the leaf था, it shows the starch test positive. Starch test positive कहाँ आया? जो exposed part था. Okay, very clear. Exposed part was showing positive starch test, while the part which was exposed to KOH was not showing any positive, it was negative. Since KOH was able to absorb the CO2, this is important. So CO2 was absorbed. So that means if the CO2 is absorbed by the KOH, there will be no CO2 left for photosynthesis. This has to be understood. Okay, so there was no CO2 left and this will lead to no photosynthesis, no starch. So that starch test will be negative in case it was exposed to KOH. Okay, so you should know what is the function of KOH. It absorbs CO2. All right. Now, let's understand few other experiments which were conducted by different scientists to understand the different components of the photosynthesis. So चलिए जानते हैं. So few experiments which we can see over here is, the first experiment is in under your NCERT is your Joseph Priestley. Okay, in 1970 इन्होंने क्या किया? He performed a series of experiment. इन्होंने बहुत सारे एक्सपेरिमेंट किए एंड रिवील्ड, इन्होंने ये बताया कि एयर का क्या रोल होता है इन ग्रोथ ऑफ ग्रीन प्लांट्स. व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ एयर? रोल ऑफ एयर इन द ग्रोथ ऑफ ग्रीन प्लांट्स. ग्रीन प्लांट्स के ग्रोथ में एयर का क्या रोल है? ऑलराइट, सो प्रिस्ली has also was the person who has discovered oxygen in 1974. This is an MCQ question. Discovered oxygen. Priestley observed that candle burning in a closed space. Okay, there was a candle which you can see over here, glowing, which is burning along with the mouse. And then it was completely covered. After some time, what do we see? The candle gets extinguished along with the animal also dies due to suffocation, due to lack of oxygen. As we know, oxygen is required for combustion and oxygen is also required for respiration. Correct? ये सबको पता है. Now what happens is Priestley observed that candle burning in closed space, a bell jar soon gets extinguished. वो बुझ जाता है. Similarly, a mouse would soon suffocate. He concluded that, उन्होंने क्या conclude किया? Burning of candle and or an animal that breathe the air, both somehow damages the air. Okay, so he concluded burning of candle, this is important, burning of candle and breathing of animals is somehow damage the air. But when he placed a mint plant in the same bell jar में उन्होंने mint plant को रख दिया, so he found that, उन्होंने क्या देखा? जैसे mint plant को, this is a mint plant. So when he placed a mint plant, he could see that the candle flame was able to burn and the mouse was alive. The mouse was also alive and the candle was able to burn itself. So what is the reason for that? That means this plant must have given certain things which was able to thrive this particular mouse, that make sure that this particular mouse can live and breathe and the combustion is able to carry on. Okay, so this is important. But when he placed a mint plant in the same bell jar, he found that the mouse stayed alive and the candle continued to burn. So what did he conclude? What did he conclude? Now this is very, very important. So what was the conclusion here? That he hypothesized that plant restored the air, whatever breathing animals and burning candles removed. So breathing animal, this is important. Breathing animal is able to utilize oxygen, as well as burning of candle, yani combustion. Burning of candle is also able to utilize oxygen. So in the second case, what happened is, since the mint leaf was able to perform photosynthesis, oxygen was given out and this oxygen was utilized by both of them. All right. So is it very clear? So Joseph Priestley also had a major contribution in this. Now there are few other scientists who has also given their contribution. Let's understand one by one. Okay. So using a similar setup as one used by Priestley, but by placing it once in dark and once in the sunlight. So another experiment was conducted by Jan Ingenhousz. Okay. So Ingenhousz has also contributed in understanding. What he did was, he has used the same setup. उन्होंने same setup use किया जो Priestley ने use किया, dark में भी और sunlight में भी. So what he showed that sunlight is essential to plant process that somehow purifies the air fouled by burning candle or breathing animal. So sunlight is essential. He said is, इन्होंने क्या कहा? Sunlight बहुत जरूरी है प्लांट के प्रोसेस में, जो कि जो बर्निंग ऑफ कैंडल या फिर ब्रीदिंग एनिमल्स को रिक्वायर्ड हो रहा था, वो सारे कॉम्पनसेट कर रहे हैं sunlight, by the sunlight. The things which were taken off by the candle flame and the breathing animals were compensated by the sunlight. So what did Ingenhousz do? Ingenhousz did an experiment. Okay. So Ingenhouse did an experiment with aquatic plants. उन्होंने aquatic plants को लिया एक container में. This was the aquatic plants which was growing in the water. Now what happened is he found that the green part of the plant was, for example, we see that this is the green part. Okay, so green part of the plant was able to release certain kind of bubbles. The green part of the plant was able to release certain bubbles. Release bubbles. And these bubbles were nothing but the oxygen molecule as said by Jan Ingenhouse. Okay. So what did he do was he could find that in the aquatic plant showed that in bright sunlight ke presence mein you could see small bubbles were formed around the green parts of the plant. Only the green parts of the plant were able to synthesize certain small bubbles, and later on it was identified that these bubbles were oxygen. So hence he showed that only the green part of the plant that could release oxygen. So green plants give us O2, or green parts of the plant synthesizes oxygen. Okay. This synthesis of oxygen is done by the process of photosynthesis. I hope this makes it very clear. So we have done two scientists till now, Joseph Priestley, who has given the concept that the things which were eliminated due to burning and the burning of candle and respiration were compensated by the air, which was adding on oxygen. All right. And the second one was the Jan Ingenhouse. All right. So these are the two things which we have studied. Next, we will move on to the next part, which is the another scientist. His name was Julius Van Schacht. Okay. So in the year 1854, Louis von Schacht, he provided the evidence of the production of glucose. So he said that glucose is produced when plant grow. जब भी plant grow करता है, क्या produce होता है? Plant is growing. That means it is able to synthesize glucose. This is important. Plant is growing and it is able to synthesize glucose. All right. Glucose is usually stored as starch, and this is stored in the form of starch, which we already know, stored in the form of starch. All right. He later studied showed that the green substance in the plants is chlorophyll. So later study, after post which we got to understand that the green color substance which is present inside the plant is chlorophyll, which is a pigment, green color pigment, which is chlorophyll, and it is located in the special body called chloroplast. Now, chlorophyll, this is important. Chlorophyll is a green color pigment which is present inside the chloroplast. That is somewhat the structure is like this, and you will have a green color pigment inside. Okay. So this is the green color pigment inside, which is the chlorophyll. And this is very important for the process of photosynthesis. Okay. So now these things were found out later within the plant cell, and he found that green parts of the plant were able to make glucose. And the glucose is usually stored in the form of starch, which was said by Julius Van Schacht. Definitely one question will come, which scientist has given the contribution towards that glucose is formed in the process of photosynthesis and it is stored in the form of starch. Now there is another scientist. Let me take a different color pen over here. So there is another scientist who has done an experiment, which was T.W. Engelmann. Now what he did was, Engelmann has also done an interesting experiment. Let's see what Engelmann said. Okay. So what he did was, he has allowed to, this is a prism basically. Okay. And he has allowed to pass the white light through this prism. White light is falling on the prism, and this light was allowed to focus on an algae. This light was allowed to focus on an algae known as Cladophora. Okay, this is an algae. Cladophora pe the light was focused. Okay, so using a prism, he splitted the light into spectral component and then illuminated the algae known as the cladophora. Please underline this. And this cladophora was suspended in a container containing aerobic bacteria. This is very, very important. Aerobic is the bacteria which is able to use oxygen. Okay. So bacteria were used to detect the site of oxygen evolution. Now, why is this bacteria used to detect the oxygen? He observed that bacteria accumulated mainly in the region of blue to red light. So you know that when white light will pass through a prism, it will get reflected into VIBGYOR, isn't it? VIBGYOR. And what he found out was most of these aerobic bacteria were mostly getting accumulated at the blue and the red spectrum. Blue and the red spectrum. Okay. So the first action of spectrum of photosynthesis was thus described. This resembles roughly the absorption spectra of chlorophyll A and B. So this is also very, very important. Now we should know that what are the things which we are getting over here. So now we know that plant could use energy, light energy, and make carbohydrate from CO2 and water in the presence of light to form C6H12O6, and some amount of oxygen is liberated. This is the actual equation. And over here, CH2O is nothing but the carbohydrate glucose 6 carbon. All right. So this is very, very important. Now we know what kind of contribution given by T.W. Engelmann. This is also very, very important because this blue and the red spectrum is very important in understanding when we study the mechanism of photosynthesis. And the last scientist which we can find over here is the Cornelis van Lee. He has also given few points and few contribution towards understanding of photosynthesis. He was microbiologist by profession. So he has studied the purple and the blue bacteria. Okay. And he demonstrated that photosynthesis is essentially a light dependent reaction. तो इन्होंने क्या कहा? जो photosynthesis है, कॉर्नेलिस वैन ली ने बताया कि जो फोटोसिंथेसिस है वो लाइट डिपेंडेंट रिएक्शन है जहां पे हाइड्रोजन फॉर्म्स अ सूटेबल ऑक्सीडाइजेबल कंपाउंड एंड यही हाइड्रोजन से हमें क्या मिल रहा है? ऑक्सीजन. H2O gets oxidized to release O2. This is very, very important. And reduces CO2, and CO2 gets reduced to give carbohydrate. CO2 get reduced to give carbohydrate. This is important. CH2O. This is carbohydrate. Okay. So this is very, very important. What he found out that in green plants, H2O is a hydrogen donor and is oxidized to O2. This point is very, very important. Kindly mark it. So H2O is a hydrogen donor. It will give hydrogen. Okay. It is going to donate hydrogen and it is going to oxidize and is oxidized to O2. And H2O is only the one. 2 points very, very important. H2O is donating hydrogen and it is getting oxidized to oxygen. Sometimes or some organisms do not release oxygen. But there are few organisms which do not release oxygen during photosynthesis. So what do they release? So when H2S instead of hydrogen donor for purple and sulfur bacteria, the oxidation product is sulfur. So there are few sulfur bacteria, purple bacteria over there. There is no release of oxygen there. There is a release of sulfur or sulfate. There is oxidation of H2S. Okay, H2S is getting oxidized and oxidation product is sulfur or sulfate depending on the organism and not O2. So not oxygen but sulfur and sulfate in case of purple and sulfur bacteria. Now he inferred that O2 evolved by the green plants comes from H2O, not from the carbon dioxide. So oxygen, whatever is forming is actually from the H2O and not from CO2. This was later proved by using radioisotope technique, जो हम आगे पढ़ेंगे कि किस तरह से ये बाद में और भी प्रूफ हुआ. सो यहाँ पे कॉर्नेलियस वैन ली ने यही बताया कि ये जो हमारा ऑक्सीजन है वो H2O से ही आया है, ऑक्सीडेशन हुआ है H2O का, तब हमें ऑक्सीजन मिला है। बट ये जरूरी नहीं कि हर जगह ऐसे हो, कई जगह पे सल्फर भी रिलीज होता है, जैसे सल्फर बैक्टीरिया हो गया, पर्पल बैक्टीरिया हो गया, वहां पे H2S जो है वो ऑक्सीडाइज होके सल्फर रिलीज करता है, नॉट ऑक्सीजन, सल्फर या सल्फेट रिलीज करता है। ओके, सो लेट्स undergo the uh, entire equation of photosynthesis. 6CO2, 12H2O in the presence of light and chlorophyll. It is going to provide us with glucose, water, and oxygen. Where is this oxygen coming from? From the H2O, oxidation of H2O to give O2, and there is reduction of CO2, reduction of CO2 to give us carbohydrate. All right. So this is what in today's session we will meet back again. Thank you.